Hey everybody, welcome back again, and today I'm taking a look at actually a pair of two figures that have just recently been released. They are actually repaints of existing figure that was released a while back, and that is going to be the Star Toys ST02F and ST02A, which is their repaint version of tracks. These two are known as Loudpedal and Road Rage. So these particular figures and these color schemes are callbacks to the original Diaclone toys that were released in 1984. Of course, here in the US, we knew it as Tracks, which was a blue Corvette, but in Europe they were released in some alternative colors, either in Finland or Norway, one of the Scandinavian countries. It was released as a black Corvette, also known as Black Tracks, and then in Italy it was released as a red Corvette. And neither of those two figures got official 1984 releases here in the States. Now, the red version of the figure was released as an eHobby exclusive in the early 2000s, and that's when it became known as Road Rage. And then, of course, Takara did a repaint of MP25 Tracks as Loudpedal, probably about 10 years ago or so. So these are really cool callbacks to those original Diaclone toys. I always like those repaints that kind of give the Diaclone toys that were kind of nameless an actual name and G1 continuity. So I'm going to take a look at both of these figures today. I got my copies from Show Z Store. They come in a very plain white box. You know, they don't have the same artwork that the Tracks did, but I'll just open both of them. I'm not going to do a transformation or anything, but just want to show off the figures. So let's go ahead and get into these guys. So ST02F is the Road Rage. That is the red Diaclone Tracks that we know. And of course my boxes came pretty beat up from Show Z. They're very plain boxes. And then we've got ST02A, which is going to be the Loudpedal figure. Alright, so let's take a look first at the Road Rage. So he, or she, rather, in some continuities, Road Rage is a female Autobot, I believe. We've got a couple pieces here. Actually looks like I've got a broken piece here. I don't know offhand what that goes to. It's difficult to tell if it's broken or not. This is the front cannon. When you go into the winged car mode, that goes into the lower part of the grille. Put these off to the side. And then we do get the gun that fits around the hand. It does have the typical Masterpiece little tab right there. And as you can see, they just essentially reused the Tracks version. It still has the spaces in the clamshell for the alternate face sculpts and the little alien head and the pistol. So let's throw that off to the side. And then here we have the figure. So really good looking figure. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of paint here. This looks like red plastic. The blue does look like it's painted a little bit. You know, if you've got the Tracks version of this figure, you really know what you're going to get. They look, I think, really good in bot mode. The transformation is a little bit of a nightmare. There are a couple of engineering choices I'm not crazy about. You know, the way the arms are connected to the wings. I would have expected the wings to be integrated into the arm, you know, just kind of a harkening back to the original transformation as well as the Masterpiece version. But overall, she looks really good. Get a close-up on the face sculpt there so you can see it is clearly a different face and head sculpt from the Tracks release, which is really cool. As far as articulation goes, really quick. We get all the way around on the shoulders. We do Get some up on the shoulders as well. You're gonna get that at two different places. We get the head, we get up, we get a little bit of down. It seems like a really tight fit here, but we do get some swivel on that head as well. We do not get a doubled elbow. You get a little bit past 90 degrees. You do get a wrist swivel. The thumb is on a swivel here, and then you get an individually articulated index finger on a single pin, and then the last three fingers are articulated together on a base pin. At the waist, we do get a waist swivel. Again, just like the Trax figure, we've got a little bit of blockage here due to some of the kibble in the backpack here, but that's okay. We do get a nice ab crunch on the legs. We get a good bit up, and then we do get a little bit back, not quite as much back as we do forward. At the knee, you get just a hair past 90 degrees, but not much. You do get a thigh rotation, and you do get some ankle tilt, but you do get a little bit of toe up and toe down. I had forgotten about that from the original release. So one thing to note here at the hips, there's 2 points of articulation here, so it does have kind of that integrated hip skirt that moves back with the leg. So you got to remember when you put the leg back that you kind of get that hip skirt rotated back as well. So overall, really good looking bot. You do get some articulation in the little missile launchers here, so that looks really good. Let's put this off to the side. For the Loudpedal figure, we do get a little bit of a variation on the weapons. They are the same weapons, just painted a little bit differently. So here we've got Loudpedal's gun that's really nicely painted in silver. That looks really good. And then we've got the same accessories that we got with the Road Rage as well. And I'm still trying to figure out what this little piece came from. I think maybe that's just an extra, like a leftover piece from maybe where parts were cut off of the sprue out of the mold. And then looking at the figure itself, so this one is a really, really good looking figure. I love this color scheme. For this one, the head sculpt and face is just kind of a repaint of the Trax. Really, really nice looking. I love that paint scheme. It looks like we do have paint here. This is just gray plastic. This is gray plastic. So there are a few paint applications on here, I think, that look really, really nice. But overall, I think these two figures complement each other well. Yeah, just really, really good looking. And the one thing that I have to say about these figures is that for the price they are, these figures are the same price as your Hasbro Voyager class figures for a really nice Masterpiece scale figure. You know, it's not a premium third-party company yet, at least. They did a pretty good job with Trax. They did a really good job with their Blitzwing that came out. Their materials don't feel quite as premium as X-Trans bots or, you know, Fans Toys, obviously, but for the price that these are on Show Z, you know, they're very competitive with a Hasbro mainline product. So I really have to give them props for keeping the price down on that. But overall, I would highly recommend these two figures. They're really nice looking. They're definitely an improvement over the Takara mold, at least I think. I know the transformation on these is a nightmare. I'm not even going to try to do the transformation for these, but I just wanted to show the figures off and kind of give a first look and, you know, what my first impressions are of them. And I'm very, very happy with these two figures. So I think that's all I've got for today. I really appreciate everybody watching. If you like this content, please like, please subscribe, and I'll keep doing more of it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.